Hey everybody, Venator01 here. Just wanted to bring everybody's attention, if you don't already know, I do have quite a few Battlefield videos on my channel. As you can see from here, I've got over 170 Battlefield videos, Battlefield related videos, Battlefield 1, Battlefield Bad Company 2. So I'll put the links in the playlist so you can go check it out. So get into the action here. It's in Arica Harbor. Now, you might be getting a bit sick of, same old maps and that, but the reason I typically put up an Arica, Atacama, Harvest Day, Oasis, that sort of thing, they are my preferred maps, alright? And when we get onto the Australian server, we don't leave it, so we do play through the entire cycle of maps. And over the last few weeks, actually months we've been realizing that we play more Nelson Bay, Cold War, Port Valdez and White Pass in a row than we've ever played in the 1 year we've all been playing Battlefield over the last couple of months. It's because we don't get off the server and we go through the actual, the map cycle. We used to go to, preferred maps. We used to go to Arica a lot, and whichever map we really did want to play at that moment, we would just go to it. But now with the Australian server, we don't leave it, and we go through the whole map cycle. When we got onto Nelson Bay last night, we actually decided amongst ourselves just to let it go on the defense. We all sat back and we just won the map over with because we're just tired of it. It's not our real favourite map, and we didn't have the best team with us as well, and we knew it would just be an impossible defense. We had a White Pass earlier in that night where there was 6 of us, 5 of my mates including myself. We split up into 2 squads, and just on the White Pass it was very hard to attack because the remaining members of our team just really weren't getting in the proper position. They were arming the crates when nobody was there to protect them. And it's just very difficult to get that rolling attack on that I always talk about, where you've got to keep going, push harder and get the enemy off balance, because there just wasn't enough people to sit around and protect the crates when they're armed. And at certain times when we get onto Port Valdez, we're not really too keen on playing that one, because once it gets to the Apache, it just turned into a real big choppers fucking rape on the base, and kind of, takes the fun out of the game. People start leaving, then the server starts, filling up with other people not typically from Australia. And then, the kind of lag starts setting in a bit, and you notice a bit more. There is a kind of a downside to constantly playing the same people all the time. It can get a little frustrating when you just know the certain tactics going to be employed, and it kind of gets a bit frustrating sometimes. I'm not a fan of the MG3, and when people constantly use it, it really gets to me. It's completely over. It's the new M60, that thing now. It just, the rate of fire and the accuracy at distance with that rate of fire is unbelievable. Holy fucking shit, Vanish. You're gonna do nothing but whinge and bitch throughout this entire fucking video? No, I'll leave that all aside now, and I'll start talking about what was happening in this match. You might be wondering to yourself, why are we all sitting around here not going for the A crate? Well, I was too busy laughing my ass off at the 2 fucking stupid ass Wookiees I've got with me in my squad, Patchy and Aussie. They were from about the start of this base, maybe the end of the other one, the first base. Yeah, it was in the first base. They were sitting there constantly, every time they shot someone, going, "Tango down, target neutralized," and all that kind of just really getting into the whole soap fucking COD, thing. It was just, it was too funny. Right now, we're just all laughing amongst ourselves. I really wish I had live commentary on this. I really regret not having it on last night, but it was just, I was in hysterics at one point, and then it became too much. I was just like, "Oh God, that's enough. You've made your point." It was just getting too much for me. But yeah, right, every time you see them shoot someone, it's "Tango down, target neutralized." And I'm constantly asking these guys, are we going to go and arm this fucking A crate? And the only answer I'd get was, "Wookiees don't arm crates, Rob." That's all they just keep doing it. They're all fucking, you're really starting to get to me about this point. It was. Okay, it's not fucking funny anymore, guys. Yeah, yeah. But we had guys in our team that weren't really pushing up, so we kind of just decided to fuck around in here for a while, and you know, we just having a laugh amongst ourselves. I think this was our last game of the night too. We had some pretty tough ones earlier in the night. That white pass one was a real letdown for us that we didn't get the crate. We had it armed a number of times. We just didn't have enough people to, you know, guard the crate at the right time. So, you know, so I spread it up in a few places here because I got it, you know, fitted in. It was a 20-minute game and I had to fit it in, cutting out the spawn screen and speeding it up to cut down about 8 minutes of footage. But I started getting a few deaths around this point. I'm getting a little, you know, I want to get the crates done, I want to get the game kind of over with. I think it was about 11 o'clock at night we were playing this one. I was kind of like, you know, I've been playing about 6-7 hours now, and I kind of wanted to get over it. But that's one thing that's starting to get into my mind. I mean, how much longer am I going to be playing Bad Company 2? I mean, Brink's coming out soon, and that looks like it might be a bit of fun. I've said this about a few games. I said this about Homefront, but I haven't put Homefront back in probably about over a month now. And there's supposed to be a patch coming out soon for that to fix up a lot of the issues that we're having on Xbox. Now, whether I'll put, you know, commentary up for that, I just don't know. I don't know if I'm going to get back into the game. I'm very jaded against it now, the amount of time we've had to wait for it to work properly. You know, it doesn't work properly on bloody release date, and then we've got to wait, you know, 2.5 months or so now for the bloody thing to start working properly. It was just really bad business on Chaos's part, and I don't think I could really get into that game anymore, just on principle, you know. But Brink's coming out, and I'm trying to see if my mates will get it. I might get it. It looks good, but there's a couple of things about it I'm not too sure of. The graphics kind of look a bit, you know, I don't know. It looks good, but I just don't know about it. I don't know enough about it to make it a really informed decision. So I'm gonna have a look. Right there was a guy behind that fence, and I just fucking thought, fuck it, mate. I'm spraying the fence. So yeah, I really don't know how much longer I'm going to be playing Bad Company 2 for. Battlefield 3 is still a long way off, and I just don't know how much longer I can keep my squad together, I guess. A lot of people are starting to get frustrated, me included, with the play style of a lot of players, and just, you know, kind of same old, you know how that gets, where it's just constantly the same shit. Gustav spamming, snipers, see this kind of shit getting up behind us like this kind of crap. You know, he was making his way further up behind our base, and he just happened to see us at that moment. This guy just completely fucks all three of us over right there. With that 9891, he got all three of us in. There's a question for you guys. How much longer do you see yourself playing Bad Company 2 for? I mean, I love this game, but I've been playing it for a year straight. Pretty much, mate, a year fucking straight. I mean, I got 170 videos of Bad Company stuff, probably about 130 or so of those are of Bad Company 2. So I've really been putting in, you know, the long haul for this game, and my mates are, you know, they're starting to get, oh, not this again, you know, and they do me a real solid by coming on and playing and getting frustrated and that, but they just do, you know, they understand that I want to get some footage captured, and they do me a solid, because this is really just a hobby, and if it's becoming work for everybody, that's when you got to kind of think, well, maybe I've got to step back and leave it for a bit. If that's the way it's becoming, that's the way it's going to have to be, you know. I'm going to have to step back and just do other things for a while. I've had one video put up on Pixel Enemy Revive, and I have a couple more sent in, but I'm just really not sure what's happening there, and whether I'm going to be contributing content to those guys or not. It's really up in the air, and I just don't know what the hell's going on. But if that works out more, I'll continue posting gameplay, but it might be over there more than here. So if you haven't subscribed to them, I suggest you go over and do it. They do have some good commentators and some good content going up, and it's well worth the look to go and have a look at Pixel Enemy Revive. It is dedicated 100% to Bad Company 2. Battlefield in general, really. Any Battlefield game. And I also made it onto the top 5 plays for Battlefield that Big Mooney puts together in cards number 7. I'm not sure if I got up just because of the lack of lack of videos they've got, but you know, I'm happy that I was there, and I thank them very much for putting me up. But yeah, I don't know, mate. You know, what have I got to do here? That's where it's getting to. Been a year, you know, I've been doing this, and well, you know, 7 months or so I've been doing commentary, and a year I've been playing the game. So, you know, what do I do now, kind of thing. That's where I'm getting to, mate. So I've got this montage I'm working on at the moment, and it's going to take time because the effects I want to use, and I don't want to overload it with effects at the same time, but I do have a concept in mind that I want to try and execute, and I just don't know, you know, how long it's going to take. It's going to take time, I know that much, because these kind of effects, they don't just happen. You can't just punch in a couple of keys and it's done. It's got to be fucking worked on and put together. But, you know, video kind of sounds like I'm having a bit of a whinge and shit, but that's the same with the Oasis video before. I wasn't really, you know, asking for people to say, oh, you know, this is, you're good, you know, this sort of kind of, I wasn't really saying anything like that. I was just kind of in my own head, and I got a good piece of advice a while ago from a mate that says, you know, don't get inside your own head. That's kind of where I was at that point. The base defense video that I've got coming up, it's probably about 3/4 done. As I said, you know, adding effects and, you know, executing what that you have in mind as your concept does take time. I think people need to understand that not everybody can upload a video every week, you know, like every day of the week or 3 times a week. If I get videos up, it's usually because I've had good games and I've, you know, felt like doing a commentary, so I'll do that. That's why you get like 2 videos in a row, or you know, you don't get a video for a week or maybe even a week and a half, and then you get like 3 or 4 videos. So I'm just trying to figure out my place in the Battlefield community, I guess. I mean, there's some really huge channels out there, and I'm very tiny, and I don't know where I should go from here, considering that there's so much else out there that's, I guess you could say, better content, more regular content. I just don't know where I fit in. But I'm going to keep doing what I do, really. That's what I've come to the conclusion. This is what I do, and I'm sorry if you don't like it, but you can unsubscribe if you'd like. The choice is yours, really, in the end, mate. So I'm here doing what I do, and this game ended, and I tried to kill Apache right there, but I just mistimed it, because that fucker's done it twice to me. Yes, unfortunately the pattern these days on hardcore on Bad Company 2 is the good maps always wasted by snipers and just idiots who don't know what the hell they're doing. It really is a shame, mate. You get the good maps, you know, and then it just goes to shit. These guys really didn't put up much of a fight. I know I got 41-16 there, but it was too fucking easy, mate. And then we get onto the shitty maps, and then it's a fight for our fucking lives, and it just really sucks. Anyway, really fucked up commentary there from Vanish001, and I'll catch us again next time, and thanks for watching.